Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Thanks for joining me today on a Stamparound the UK video hop. So all of my mates at Stamparound the UK are doing videos today showcasing goodies from the new catalogue, and these are my ones for you. So today's video is actually a mass production video. So I post my catalogues out to people who've shopped with me within the last 6 months, and those catalogues go out with a little gift card from me thanking them for A, ordering with me in the last 6 months, but B, telling them about the new catalogue. And so I need to create a whole host of brand new cards using the new goodies. So today's project for you is going to be showcasing the Zany Zoo stamp set, and it's going to be showing you how I do the mass production of these cards. So I am very aware that I have whizzed ahead on this because, I know you don't want to sit there and watch me chop up a whole load of cardstock for a whole load of different projects. But what I can do is I can give you the sizes that I'm doing. So what we've got over on the left hand side is, realistically, I cut a strip that was 4.8 centimetres, which was 1 1/8 of an inch. I then cut that so I had a box that was 5.8 centimetres, which is 2 1/4 of an inch, and a box that is 7.2 centimetres, which is 2 7/8 of an inch long. So I had the same width for both, but different lengths. Over on the right hand side, I cut a strip that was 3.8 centimetres, which is 1 1/2 inches. And again, I cut that at 2 different heights. The first height was 8.2 centimetres, which is 3 1/4 inches. And the second one was 5 centimetres, which is 2 inches. Now, because I'm going to be making a whole host of cards, what I did in the quick bit that I was just whizzing past was I cut a load of the strips down, and then I cut them at the relevant heights. So in the end, I did end up with about 20 different sections, which then I could stamp and colour as panels. And then they're going to fit quite nicely onto the card, pretty much like you can see on this picture. But hopefully that helps. And this is to go on a 10.5 by 14.8 centimetre background. So it's UK card sizes that I'm using. Hopefully that helps. The little bit on there, which is the tag, I'm going to get to that, but I do actually cut that down in the end as well. So yeah, let's continue with the video and my chopping and creating. So here we are, I'm back to chopping these down on my little mini guillotine, and as you can see, I'm chopping the big columns down into the little squares, which are going to get stamped up. This was just really quick and easy to do, and it just made sense for me because I'm going to be bulk making, and this is how I do everything. I do it in stages rather than just make one card, make another card, make another card. So the first up is going to be this cute sort of, I think it's a cheetah. Is cheetah the one with spots? I'm going to say so. And this cheetah has got a little ballet tutu on, which is just so fun. The Zany Zoo has got loads of animals, all with fun little bits and pieces to go with them. The next one up on the slightly larger bit that's going to be on the left hand side is this raccoon with his balloons. So I'm stamping this in memento ink because I am going to be blending all of these. And you can see again, because I'm mass creating, that I am doing this as a production reel instead, and I'm going and just doing every piece in one go. It just makes it so much easier, and you know which bits you've done and which bits you haven't done. Next up on these teeny tiny ones is the one I'm most excited about. There's a little tortoise, and the little tortoise is singing into a microphone. Also in the stamp set there are notes, so you could decorate with those. I haven't for this, I wanted it to be a simple card, but I'm very excited about having the tortoise because obviously I own my little squirt, and he was walking around the craft room while I was making this. Next up is the llama, and the llama is sitting knitting. I mean, just how kooky is this stamp set? I think it's hilarious. I was really having so much fun with it. So that's all my panels done. So now it's into the colouring. I'm using some of our new colours. So I've got Lost Lagoon here, which is a returning colour. I've also got Lemon Lolly. I've also got Boho Blue, and I've also got Bubble Bath, and those are 3 brand new colours. So Boho Blue is an in colour, Lemon Lolly and Bubble Bath are here to stay, and I love them. And these are the 4 main colours I'm going to be using throughout the card. I'm using the dark and the lights, so I am getting some blended shade going, and they're going to be featuring on every single picture. I thought this was a great way to show my customers when they actually get the catalogue and they see the card what these new colours look like. Because sometimes in the catalogue, you know, you see them on a page, but it just helps to see them actually in a card and coloured out so you can get an idea for what colour the blends actually are. So I'm dead excited. We've got Lemon Lime Twist returning, which is my favourite ever colour, and it's going to be so hard not to be using that on every project. But I have fell in love with Boho Blue and Bubble Bath. I do like Lemon Lolly and Lost Lagoon, but honestly this pink, we have been missing a real pink for ages, I think. So I'm so happy that that's in. Especially for this one, on my little cheetah card, I have really gone to town on this tutu. Now, what I've also done on these cards is I'm only featuring these colours. So the other parts of the animal I'm not colouring at all. So it's more like a colour pop card where just one or two colours pop out on each image. So on this image, I'm doing the flower as well. But realistically, it is a tutu that's going to pop. And that's the only part of him I'm colouring. The same as the raccoon, the only bit I did was the balloons. Now I have got some projects coming up where I've coloured all of these in and they look amazing too. But I just quite liked for this card that the majority of it was white. I used to have a manager because I used to work doing graphic design type work, and he always used to say whenever I was stuck, and I'm like an overcomplicator, I make things just look pretty for the fun of it. He used to keep saying white space is your friend, Hells. You know, focus on the white space. It's not scary. Leave the white space. So that's what I'm doing on these cards. So I've done the microphone for my little tortoise in Lemon Lolly. And that has left me with my llama, who is going to have Lost Lagoon knitting. I mean, this is just hilarious. Does anyone else find this stamp set hilarious? It is gorgeous, isn't it? Don't forget, you can get this stamp set, all the colours and everything else I'm using from my store, slimandstylish.stampinup.net. Head over to my Instagram because I have my hostess code on there. And if you use that, you get a little gift in the post from me along with a handmade card at the end of each month. Plus the fact I am trying to grow my Instagram following, so it'd be great if you could go over there and follow me as well. Be really appreciated. So there you go. You can see I've literally just done the knitting on that one. Now this was the frustrating bit for me. I hate playing with dimensionals at the best of times, and I had a whole load of panels that I had to stick foam dimensionals on the back of. And I know this is going quick and it's probably giving you a bit of a headache, but imagine the headache I had with sticking all of these onto the back of here. I mean, honestly. And in a minute, I have to come back and remove the backing off them all. I mean, I was not coping with the amount of dimensional usage. But there you are. You need to do it to get it stuck off the page. And at least I wasn't having to use the full foam backings, otherwise I'd been there for ages. So I've slowed it down a bit so you can actually see how I'm layering these on the card. Okay, so you can see that the column that's on the left hand side, that's the 4.8 centimetre 1/8 of an inch column. They fit perfectly. And on the right hand side, the 3.8 centimetres 1.5 inch, they fit perfectly as well. So you can line everything up so that at the bottom, both of them start at the same height. At the top, they all start at the same height, and they all, you know, meet. So the llama's left edge is the same as the left edge on the tortoise type thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Even though they're all different sizes, they fit quite nicely as a frame. So as I said, it's taking the backings off all these dimensionals now. I've put them on and popping these onto the cards. I've whizzed it back up again because, like I said, bulk making, you don't want to sit and watch me go through them all. Now I did 10 in this video overall, and I've done another load for the rest of my catalogues. I posted quite a few out this year. And like I said, these went in with them. So I did do a couple of sessions of these bulk makings. And one thing I will say for me personally is I preferred doing them in batches of 10 rather than if I'd done, say, a batch of 20 or 30. I get bored if I'm doing the same thing. And I honestly think I'd have lost it with putting the dimensionals on the back of these tabs. I'd have been like, no, Helen, I need a break. So it's quite nice to then go back to colouring for a bit. So now I'm doing the sentiments, and what I'm doing is I'm just taking one of the strips from the side of the cardstock earlier. I'm cutting it down at 2 centimetres, and then I'm going to be cutting my sentiment strips. So my sentiment strips are 2 centimetres by 5 centimetres, which perfectly fit the stamp I'm going to be using, which is good. And I cut these down first. I just found that easier, and then stamped on it. If you're unsure about the size of the stamp that you're using, then you can always stamp it first, but I knew that this would fit and just went through and put all the sentiments on there. Now for these, I actually upgraded myself. Instead of using dimensionals, I used our foam strips. These are quite handy, they're quite thin, and I just cut them down well, you can see that I've just done about 2 centimetres each, stuck them in that gap and then stuck the sentiment on. So the sentiment's the same height as the panels, but they were just thick enough to fit in that gap and add the sentiments on. I used the same sentiment for everything, something great to celebrate you. I'm not quite sure why there's the hyphen there. Something great to celebrate you as a emphasised you, possibly. But yeah, I quite liked the sentiment on that. There's a few other sentiments in the stamp set, so there's lots to play with and lots to go with. And there's another couple of animals as well. And like I said, there's the music notes and things like that. So once that's done, I added a couple of the rhinestones on. I did them in all 3 different shapes. So I used a big one, a medium-sized one and a little one, and popped them on all of the pages. And actually it was quite good for me because I've got loads of these little packs of them. I've done something naughty. Instead of using one pack and finishing it, I've gone on to another pack and another pack and another pack, and I have loads of half open packs of rhinestones. So for this project it was great because I was able to get rid of some of them and cut myself down to like 1 pack at the end, which was really good. Finishing that, it was burnishing all of my cardstock. So I have a whole host of these. This is A4 thick basic white, cut in half and scored in half, and I have a load of them in a drawer by my desk, so all I need to do is just grab them and burnish them each time I'm using them. So that was quite a quick process to do. Layer on the front. I ran out of seal partway through, so I went back to a sneaky snail. Do you remember snails that we used to have? If you're new to Stampin' Up, we used to have snails before the seals. I was one of those people that bought a whole host of them because you can never have too much glue, and then they discontinued them and bought the seal out. So I still have quite a few snails left, and as I broke midway through, I ran out, I decided to switch to the snails. Both just as good, but you can see I'm not as good at the snail anymore. It's a bit more broken, but there we go. There are my cards. What do you think? Zany Zoo, people, that's the one to play with, and the 4 new colours. Interested in your thoughts on this card? Let me know below. Don't forget to go into the description bar and hop along to see what the rest of my lovely Stamparound the UK friends have done with their new products from the new catalogue. Can't wait to see theirs. Do go and check them out. And if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe and stick around because I have lots of content coming up this month featuring this exact same stamp set. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. And here's the finished project. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Everything I've used today is available from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop me a like or leave me a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and come back for more content. I also have an Instagram page that I'm trying to grow at the same time. It's @slimandstylish, and every like or follow helps. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.